Affirmative action first saw the breath of life in 1961 via Executive Order 10925 by JFK, instructing them to ensure that applicants are treated equally without regard to race, sex, religion, or gender. As time went on, affirmative action expanded in ways such as specifically including women and emphasis on developing plans to get more minorities in positions of power. All in all, affirmative action is defined as a set of procedures designed to eliminate unlawful discrimination, remedy the results of past discrimination, and prevent discrimination in the future. Was it successful? Most would argue yes. But in the modern world, is it still necessary? Has it gotten to the point where it's become the very thing it was meant to fight against? There are many cases where a student or worker is picked not due to the merit of their ability, but simply due to their identity. And here we are.
The Supreme Court will hear arguments this morning in two pivotal cases challenging the consideration of a student's race in college admissions. The cases involving Harvard and the University of North Carolina could end affirmative action as we know it at public and private schools across this country.
How much y'all want to bet that this is going to be framed as another racist, sexist attack by the Republicans? You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a very likely chance. This is new. This is fresh news, okay? This just came out.
Now, the recent polling shows that 74% of Americans oppose affirmative action. Majorities of
74%? Listen, I know people have problems with it. You know, I feel how I feel about it. I feel like, yeah, they pick people based off of their identity instead of their merit to work. And, we take advantage of that. Well, some people do. Not everybody takes advantage of it. But damn, 74%? That's a lot, bro. I didn't think it was going to be that much.
Across all racial and ethnic groups say that race should not be a factor when it comes to getting into a college. Jan Crawford talked with students on both sides of this debate. Jan, good morning. I can't wait to hear what people are saying about this one.
This is going to be a huge case, Gail. I mean, obviously, the Supreme Court has gradually chipped away at affirmative action over the years, but these cases could outlaw any consideration of race in college admissions, even if the schools like the University of North Carolina.
Y'all think I should go to a college campus and ask students like how they feel about affirmative action?
And at Chapel Hill, which we visited, say it's crucial for diversity.
At the nation's oldest public university, a debate over the future of affirmative action. Jacob James is head of the College Republicans at the University of North Carolina.
Everybody should get a fair shot, and affirmative action says that no, some people will be advantaged and other people will be disadvantaged based on the color of their skin.
I think it's more important now than ever.
Julia Clark is president of the Black Student Movement.
I don't think there is ever a time where we won't need affirmative action or we won't need to talk about race in every system that we have in this country.
Those arguments go to the heart of the two cases challenging affirmative action. The court has scaled back affirmative action over the years, outlawing quotas and numerical goals, but it has allowed a limited consideration of race to promote diversity.
No more silence!
But the newly conservative race...
No more silence! What is that, AAU? W? What is that? Oh... I saw Asian dude. Is it Asian American or is it African American?
To promote diversity.
Equal opportunity for education, no more racial quotas. Oh, Asian Americans against discrimination. Oh, shit. Asian American Coalition for Education. Oh, shit. Dang, they out here squatted up, nigga.
No more silence!
But the newly conservative...
I'm sorry, that was funny. No more silence! I'm sorry, man. Remind me of Ghost of Tsushima.
Court could now decide that any consideration of race at all is illegal discrimination, whether at a private university like Harvard or a public one like UNC, where minority enrollment is already low. African Americans are about 22% of the state population, but only about 9% of the student body is black.
At UNC, at that one college. But is that because... Like, what if they're just not enrolling? You know what I'm saying? Have we looked at the numbers of people that's applying type shit? You feel what I'm saying? And if they're applying, is it because of their scores or they're not, are the people applying not good enough to get in? You know what I'm saying? Now it makes you think, is that an issue of race or just that individual person? I think that's where a lot of these arguments are coming at, right? Because they're trying to figure out the line between the effects of past discrimination, because we're in America, be for real. Bullshit has happened. And still happens. And the lingering effects of such are still here. But also, where does personal responsibility come in? The choices that you make. I think personal responsibility takes a bigger impact, I feel like, because, bro, all the shit that we have in this modern world, all the outlets that you have, all the things that you can see and look and find with social media, with this technology that we have, with the internet, you know, you're making a choice, bro. It comes down to a choice. Let's keep watching.
Civil rights lawyer Damon Hewitt is representing the university.
But when you think about a world without affirmative action, think about what our workplaces will look like, what our schools would look like. America is stronger when we actually fully embrace our diversity.
Many of us far surpass.
See, okay, what he's trying to do, right? Even though I didn't hear the whole conversation, just that little snippet that they gave us. He's pretty much implying that if they get rid of affirmative action, oh my gosh, I know what they're gonna do, bro. They're gonna paint it this way. Listen to me. They're painting it this way. If you get rid of affirmative action, schools and companies are not gonna hire any diverse individuals, only white people. Companies are not gonna hire non-whites and non-straight people. That's what they're gonna frame it as. Because even though it doesn't even mean that. It just means that they can't be forced to hire somebody because of how they look, and they just be forced to do it based off their ability. And really, you know, you could frame it this way. You could frame it as it's kind of like a backhanded insult to certain people. Because in this modern era, are you saying that I need assistance to get picked off something because I'm black? Like I'm not capable as a white person to get picked as much as I'm not as capable as a white person would be for this job or for this school? Is that what you're implying? Or about for women, right? Are you implying that white women aren't capable to get hired for a position? You know what I'm saying? I know there's laws against discrimination. You know, they can't not pick somebody because they're a certain race or gender. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, be for real, bro. Yeah, I'm not going for it.
The admission requirements set by Harvard and other colleges just for us to be rejected.
Many students who oppose affirmative action, like Calvin Yang, support diversity. Yang is also backing the lawsuit against Harvard, where Asian students argue they are held to much higher standards than white or other minority applicants. He says schools should focus on giving more opportunities to lower-income students.
If you're economically disadvantaged, you should get a boost, rather than just arbitrarily looking at the ethnicity, the last name, the skin color of a particular applicant.
Yang, a student...
Okay, I understand that. You know, people that are in lower income areas maybe not have the same access to certain things. That's understandable. That's something that I feel like we could focus on and figure out the ins and outs. You know what I'm saying? But specifically race, specifically gender, it's like, what are you trying to say? You trying to say that I'm lesser? You know what I mean? In this modern world, obviously not back then when they started, but this modern day, what are you trying to say?
At the University of California at Berkeley was rejected by Harvard despite top grades and test scores. But at Cal Berkeley, admissions officers are prohibited from considering race. California voters in 1996 banned affirmative action and in 2020 refused to reinstate it. 8 other states also...
California banned it? What? California? The hellhole? That's crazy.
...so ban it in college admissions. The legal effort...
Florida did too?
8 other states also banned...
Florida, Washington, Idaho, Arizona, NE. What the fuck is... Oh, Nevada, Oklahoma, Michigan, and New Hampshire.
...ban it in college admissions. The legal effort to undo affirmative action has been spearheaded by one man, conservative activist Ed Bloom. He recruited students to challenge the policies at UNC and Harvard.
You can't remedy past discrimination with new discrimination. For those who have suffered from preferences for whites, the remedy is not preferences for African Americans or Hispanics.
But for the students, the issue goes beyond diversity to the very question of how they think about race.
Race was an important consideration in somebody's character at the beginning of the nation, and it was wrong then and it's wrong now.
But Clark says race will always be a part of America.
I think being colorblind assumes that we are all the same and that we have the same experiences and that we have the same obstacles as well, when we don't.
Now, because there are different legal questions for public and private universities, the court could reach different outcomes. Another key difference, new Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson will only participate in the UNC case because she is recused from that Harvard case. She served on one of its boards. Nate?
Jan, thank you so much. Our eyes will be on this case, that's for sure.
So what do y'all think? Okay? I feel like I want to dive a little more into that, especially since it's so topical right now. I want to dive a little more into that. Tell me what y'all think. Has affirmative action run its course? Was it useful back then? It's not useful now? Do we still need it now? Did we ever need it? If you say no, we never needed it, there's something wrong with you. Just to let you know. You know, let me know what y'all think down below. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Oh yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe too. Yeah.